starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Karl Anthony Towns is out there with James Johnson. Then it's Malik Beasley. Then it's Russell. And it's Okogie in at the 3 slot. And for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Paul George. And it's Ibaka in at the 5 spot. Now here's Beasley. Not a good performance from him in that loss to Houston. Shot clock at 6. Russell looking around. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss.
And this is exactly what you have to do to stop him. That was a tremendous contest, forcing the miss.
Outside Leonard. Over Johnson. And it's Leonard missing.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Boy, when you think about the skill that Karl Anthony Towns has, you realize he's just getting started in the league. His future is truly off the charts. By the midpoint of his career, we could be talking about him as one of the most skilled big men to ever play the game.
And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Beverley, the pass to Leonard. Back to Beverley. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Now, here is Morris. And the rejection by Towns.
Well, that play is so much about his reach and determination affecting the game defensively.
And with the offensive tool set of Karl Anthony Towns, Doris, he could see MVP consideration in the future.
Well, what we know about Karl Anthony Towns certainly is that each and every night he has a major impact for his team. And consider, he's still growing as a player and ironing out some areas. But this guy is going to be a star for a long time, no doubt.
So it's Minnesota now. After the miss from Serge Ibaka. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul. Here's Russell. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
You have the sense that D'Angelo Russell likes to play through contact. This is a tough-minded player.
Russell against Beverley. Knocks it loose. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. Here's the list of players who had the most steals in the NBA last season. Paul George on top.
There were so many nights when he controlled the game through his defense. Not a surprise to see him ranked at the top.
Six on the shot clock. Ball stolen. Fast break, Minnesota. High arcing shot, and Russell with the lay-in. Russell's got his second basket of the game.
Well, in the open floor, D'Angelo Russell understands he can be special.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have 2 elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
Now a chance to see the numbers for George. Coming off a terrific season. First in steals, and of course one of the game's truly elite scorers with the second most points per game in the league.
And as you said, first in steals last season. You have to say he's the best ball hawk in the league right now. It may not even be close. Now, here is Morris. Floats one, and it's Beverly missing.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They right now are searching for a bucket.
Okogie, the pass to Towns. Leonard with the steal. Here's George. Minnesota with the rebound.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
And this is what we've been waiting for all summer long, all off season long. After many months, Doris, basketball is finally back.
And what's incredible, Kevin, is the NBA's popularity just continues to grow. There's worldwide enthusiasm. The NBA players represent the league so well, and my goodness gracious, can they play some basketball?
Interesting how now the league, Doris, is commanding the calendar all year round. It used to be such a seasonal game. Now it's 365 days a year.
So many storylines throughout the course of the summer. Who's playing where and with whom?
And you think about the Wolves' history. KG clearly their best player, but Big Cat has a chance to reach that level someday.
He does, Greg, and I think we always look through KG's legacy being defined by passion, commitment, and leadership. That was as important as his basketball skill. Karl Anthony Towns is similarly talented, right? I think the key is he just needs to find consistency. That's the last step.
Beverly dishes to Leonard. Passes it to Ibaka. The shot's good.
Well, you like to see Serge Ibaka be assertive on the offensive end, particularly on the interior.
On the pass to Okogie. Back to Russell. Pass to Towns. Back to Russell. Fires top of the key. And that one hits back iron. Clippers trail by 3. Leonard inside. Russell's there. And Leonard gets it to go.
Listen, Kawhi Leonard has built his game brick by brick. You want him to score on the interior? No problem.
Russell against Beverly. Right side Towns. Good work defensively by Ibaka.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
Here's Beverly. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Well, everyone's seeking those high percentage looks in the restricted area. Nicely done there.
Beverly against Russell. Pass to Johnson. Good work defensively by Morris. The Clippers have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Kennard the pass to Morris. And Morris throws it down.
Oh, my goodness. You cannot give up a lane to the cup. Once Marcus Morris sees one, forget about it.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Beasley, the pass to Russell. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Passes it to Okogie. Shoots over Leonard. And too long on the shot.
A contested mid-range shot can't be what they were looking for there.
Well, especially with that defensive player in the area. You know he's going to find a way to get into the shooter and make him uncomfortable.
And that's what he does. I mean, he is a bucket getter.
Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota.
Boy, you think back to the quadriceps injury that derailed almost all of the 2018 season for Kawhi Leonard. I'll tell you, he is back to peak form and reminding us that he is elite on both the offensive and defensive ends.
Russell passes to Beasley. Towns at the elbow. Inside, Russell. No good, unable to end this run.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes, what a big-time asset defensively.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
Towns kicks to Beasley. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
What floor awareness from Karl Anthony Towns to be 7 foot and that skilled. How lucky is he?
Oh, Leonard in position. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
But a really good read on his part, being disruptive at the defensive end right now.
And here's Beverly. He had 15 points last outing. Ibaka outside. The pass to Kennard. 6 to shoot. Again, Los Angeles.
And usually teams go on runs and it comes from a lot of layups and dunks, but not now.
Russell passes to Towns. Here's Okogie, defended by Ibaka. Knocked loose. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
Taking a look now at some numbers for Leonard. He's coming off an excellent season. Last season put up about 26 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And what is crazy is that these numbers might not even do his game justice. He's been phenomenal.
Feels like every night this guy does something that just blows your mind. So fun to watch, someone the other players look up to.
Here's Kennard. Here's Morris. It's rebounded by Towns. It's a 4-point ball game. Johnson against Morris. From downtown, and another 3 for Minnesota.
Well, this is just another weapon that Cat has at his disposal. A 7-footer with a sweet jumper off the pass. How do you guard Karl Anthony Towns anyway?
Now here's Beverly. Here's Leonard. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Towns has got 4 rebounds now tonight. And Beasley, here we go. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
The Timberwolves have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far. Tied up with that one. Of course, you can't help but notice that teams are shooting earlier in the shot clock. One theory being the faster you shoot, the more possessions you get. Well, and the numbers would speak to that.
No doubt, Kevin. And the reality is, for announcers and for fans, that breakneck pace makes it more exciting for us. One NBA coach told me this past year that your field goal percentage in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock gives you your best opportunity to make it. And the longer that shot clock goes on, the more your field goal percentage dips. So, hey, good for us, good for the fans, good for the teams.
And that's because the defense has a chance to settle, correct?
Exactly right.
Now, here is Morris. 9 points last game out. Leonard looking around. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Down low, here's Beasley. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Beasley's got 8 points.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Clippers trail by 3. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Kennard, the pass to Morris. Shot to stop the run, and no good. Trying to use the glass.
Let's give some credit to the defense for how they're guarding this guy right now, because they're refusing to let him get comfortable.
Here's Okogie. Goes back up. No good on that one. And the Clippers will come the other way. Leonard draws the double. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. Clippers with the ball. Morris dishes to Leonard. Pass to Beverly. Back to Leonard. Just 5 on the clock. That one wide left. Minnesota leading by 3. To the paint. Here's Towns. And Towns throws it down.
Well, the more repetition he gets, the more floor awareness you develop. D'Angelo Russell showing a desire to get his teammates involved.
The feed to Morris. That shot is off. Some solid defense from Johnson. Dishes it to Beasley. That's tipped. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
For Minnesota, they have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
Minnesota making a switch here. Rubio's checked in. That's good from Johnson. Here's Beverly. And the Clippers call time here.
I think one thing you have to love about the Timberwolves, their aggression on the offensive end. This is a team that has been top 10 in free throw attempts over the last 8 years. And when they get to the line, they do convert.
And here we have an opportunity to check out Karl Anthony Towns.
Last season, he played outstanding. 7th in rebounding, 9th in blocks, and he ranked in the top 15 in points per game, one of the league's premier offensive threats.
He was a top 10 rebounder last season for good reason. He's an incredibly intense guy to compete with. And for a full game, too. I mean, just nonstop. Ibaka, no luck. And here are the Timberwolves, outpacing them right now in a 15-2 run. Rubio against Beverly. And Rubio kicks to Towns. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. And that's now 7 points for Karl Anthony Towns. And so Beverly will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers, trailing by 10. He dishes it to Morris. 1:31 left in the first quarter of the game. And the ability to stretch the floor from the power forward spot doors becoming almost a requirement. That's worked out well for Marcus Morris.
Boy, when he comes into the league, Kevin, 2011, he was viewed as that classic tweener. That at one point was a negative level. The game has now shifted his direction because of his versatility.
Free throw good from Morris. Doris, if you were going to build a team around one player, who would that player be?
Well, I think because of his age and continued growth opportunity, I would probably say Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's playing at an MVP level. He's still got another decade where he's probably in the peak range of his playing capabilities. And the reality is Giannis still has so much growing to do. He's a force at the rim. He continues to build that three-point game. And Kev, once he gets that in-between game, he will be unguardable.
Can't argue with that at all. Now here's Beasley. He's got 8. He's gone 3 for 4 from the line. And he knocks down the first one. Zubac is checked in for Serge Ibaka. And Beasley drops both of them.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Clippers trail by 10. Beverly the pass to Zubac. Here's Leonard. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
We are talking about a solid 230 pounds. Kawhi Leonard's strength and his frame allows him to get shots off under duress.
And the Raptors went all in trading for Kawhi Leonard last season, Doris. Great talent surrounding him in Toronto, but this past summer, he decided to move on.
But, Kevin, a championship makes the gamble worthwhile if you were Toronto. For Kawhi, any team he plays on is going to have a chance to win. And now this young man, a champion, starts a new chapter.
That free throw good from Leonard.
Well, you think back to draft day in 2011. It was quiet then. It became loud as his career went on. But the Spurs get the draft rights to Kawhi Leonard on that day for George Hill. Incredible.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
He feeds it to Morris. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
And the shot is good. 6 points for D'Angelo Russell.
This guy, an effortless scorer. Outside, inside, in between. Dynamic scorer is D'Angelo Russell.
Beverly the pass to Leonard. Minnesota with the rebound.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
To the inside. Here's Towns. Stolen by Beverly. And here they come. Kennard kicks to Beverly. Seconds left. He lays it in. Beverly's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, use the pick and going right to the cup. I love the aggressiveness.
And so it's Minnesota heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. The defensive work they've done against Paul George has been a big factor. He hasn't done anywhere near the kind of damage we expected. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Now a veteran in the NBA, Serge Ibaka, talked about his role on this team.
I like to do all those little things, running up and down, blocking shot, and straight to floor, making open shot, rolling the basket, screen, those dirty work. I like to do that.
And Ibaka, Greg, a great complementary player.
And you like his combination of size and skill, able to impact the game at both ends on a high level.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And guys, what's your take so far on the Timberwolves?
Guys, I love their defense in that first period. They were in position and just challenging shots.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
On the court for Minnesota, They've got Beasley. Also, Ricky Rubio's out there. Culver out there with Towns. And it's Spellman in at the 4. Now, here's Culver. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Houston. Clock at 6. And no good. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Count that 1. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut down to 5 on the bucket from George.
What a terrific play by just a tremendous all-around player. This guy makes it look easy.
Now here's Beasley. The dish now to Rubio. With some arc, and the layup is up and in. And the Timberwolves lead by 7.
Good hard drive by Rubio. He can really turn on the Jets.
Jackson against Rubio. From 8. Leonard, no luck. And it's Rubio with the ball for Minnesota. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, D'Angelo Russell was traded from the Lakers and, in his words, was kicked on the way out. But he's become an all-star in Brooklyn. Russell said, "It's a heck of an accomplishment. That respect from your peers, your coaches, other teams, it's a great feeling." And Kevin, given how it started for him in L.A., many remain shocked by Russell's rapid ascent.
Coming into his own, you're right, David. Thank you. Here's Rubio, following the score by Reggie Jackson. Towns, no luck.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Kennard, the pass to Jackson. Misses the layup. Minnesota leading by 7. Culver dishes to Rubio. He kicks it to Culver. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Launches a 3. It's hauled in by Zubac for Los Angeles. They've gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Looking to end his cold spell, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Ricky Rubio picks one up.
The best scorers in the game have the ability to get to the free throw line. Kawhi Leonard lives there.
Doris, such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev.
Leonard hits them both. Timberwolves leading by 5. Now Rubio. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the Rockets in Houston.
And guys, remember, remarkable passing the ball as well. He racked up a number of good assists.
Now here's Leonard. D right on him. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. Towns has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Rubio the pass to Towns. Rubio against Jackson. Shot clock at 5. The shot by Culver, nobody around. And that one's on target from the wing. Culver's got his first bucket of the night. Clippers trail by 7. Outside Leonard. Pulls up on the wing. It's hauled in by Karl Anthony Towns. Towns has got 11 rebounds in the game. Culver. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum. And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Now, here's Rubio. Pass to Towns. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Zubac has got his 4th rebound in this one.
I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it. Well, known for being a terrific passer, he shows you right there. Case in point.
Here's Culver, and out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll be playing against Blake Griffin and the Brooklyn Nets. And then on Saturday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the New Orleans Pelicans. Pass to Leonard. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Leonard's got 15.
Well, efficiency from the mid-range has always been a part of Kawhi Leonard's game.
Minnesota calls timeout.
Yeah, things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
Well, night in and night out, sometimes it's a battle of runs. Who has the most?
Looking here at some numbers for Rubio. Some last season stats for him. Averaged about 12 points a game, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. Well, fans of this team will take this kind of production from him without hesitation.
I'll tell you, he has been a solid contributor. They have called his number, and he has delivered for them.
And there's the pass to Towns. The Timberwolves working the ball around now.
You got it. Come on.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Zubac.
Yet another player from the 2019 draft class who wasn't a top high school recruit. Jarrett Culver, 3-star guy, thin, unrefined, but in that sophomore year of college, boy, did he surprise some folks.
Here's Spellman. No points in the game yet for him.
There's a reason this guy has won multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards. How much pressure can he guard with? My goodness.
Now, here's Zubac. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around. And, Greg, when you talk about Culver, the one thing he did show in high school, and again showed at Texas Tech, the ability to score.
Yeah, and he creates and makes shots against great defenders. Every team in the NBA is looking for that. His jumper, his handle, his ability to move without the ball, already NBA-level stuff.
Now here's Jackson. After the miss from Karl Anthony Towns, Jackson passes to Zubac. Here's Kennard. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And it's a 3-point Los Angeles lead.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Timeout.
And the Timberwolves call time here. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
And he's been taking it to the rack all game, and they haven't been able to contain him. They have to put up better fight on the inside. Okogie's checked in for the Timberwolves.
And now, here's the 2K leaderboard with the teams that last season scored the most second-chance points in the NBA. In the third spot, the Timberwolves.
That's an effort stat for me. I mean, it shows you how hard this team works in the paint. They continue to pound the backboard.
Now here's Towns. He's got 7, stolen by Jackson. To the middle, here's George. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. George has got the lead up to 5 now for Los Angeles. So it's Rubio bringing it up for the Timberwolves. It's off to Oklahoma City for him after this game, so they have the Thunder to look forward to. And they're in the thick of this long road run. That's the third of 7 straight on the road.
Now, I'll tell you, they're going to need more from this guy if they're going to cut into this deficit.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And beginning to take charge of this game. This could be a crucial point.
Well, working hard, building out a small lead, but you can't afford any kind of letdown here.
And it's George finishing it off.
Well, Kevin, you allow Paul George loose in fast break situations. He's an absolute force in the open floor.
Back to Rubio.
Kick it out.
Shot clock at 6. To end the drought. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
This is one of the most talked about international players ever, and I think Rubio just needs to stay healthy and keep working on that shot.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
And you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
First free throw is good. And Los Angeles with some changes. Morris comes in for Luke Kennard. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. James Johnson's checked in for the Timberwolves. And so he makes both from the line. Clippers leading by 7. George looking over the floor. Over Johnson. Another shot. Here's Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
No doubt. On the scoreboard, in the body language of the players, you can tell which team is in complete command.
Russell, he's checked in for Minnesota. And the free throw, no good. Timberwolves trail by 9. Johnson up top. He's covered by Leonard. Knocked away. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. Deep 2 from Russell. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Leonard on the wing. A 23-point game for him in the win against Golden State. To the inside. 11 feet out, and he hits it.
Working against size. He's just crafty enough to carve out some wiggle room.
I'll tell you, the analytics crew may not like the mid-range, but sometimes you just got to put it in the basket.
Rondo, no good. Timberwolves trail by 7. Johnson left side. Over Rondo. Johnson's shot is off. Last outing for the Clippers, they won that game against the Warriors in San Francisco. And here's Rondo. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Minnesota with the rebound. Spellman's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Pass to Johnson. Jump hook. That one goes in. Johnson's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, this is the first full year now for Ryan Saunders. Let's remember he was hired by Minnesota full-time after an interim stint last season. And boy, did the players love playing for him.
He's covered by Rondo. The offensive rebound. Johnson's shot is off. Los Angeles leading by 5. Oh, Moore's in position.
And when you're open, Rondo finds you. Always has his head on a swivel.
Minnesota's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Pass to Spellman. Johnson against Zubac. Offensive rebound. And it's Rondo with the ball for the Los Angeles Clippers. Passes it to George. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That's on D'Angelo Russell. And as we know, Doris, Ryan Saunders, the son of the late, great Minnesota legend, Flip Saunders.
Well, certainly the family has history with the organization, but in no way did Ryan Saunders get the job due to name only. This guy proved he can get wins from this Minnesota roster last year. For Saunders, he's known as a player development guy, and the ability to handle superstars is part and parcel to the job.
And he makes the first.
To think that at one point, after that horrific leg injury, Paul George, there was some doubt whether he could regain the level of play we're accustomed to. But this guy gets better and better.
Serge Ibaka has checked in for the Clippers. Beasley's checked in for the Timberwolves. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Doris, you can't say enough about the defense of Paul George. I mean, he is absolutely terrific on that end of the floor.
That is in addition to being an all-NBA level offensive performer. So you think about what Paul George brings on the defensive end. The on-ball defense is incredible. He knows when to help off on drives. This guy is easily one of the best defenders at his position, if not the best.
Yeah, and a dangerous trend here as they're starting to live and die with outside jumpers. And since the first quarter, we've seen them ease off on that long-range affair. And frankly, that's probably a good idea.
Now, here is Russell. He's coming off a 28-point game against Houston.
And what a wrecking ball defensively, seen by the 4 steals he had in that game.
Here is Russell. It's a 10-point game, but they recover it.
I got yours.
Spellman the pass to Okogie. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And Doris, last season, rookie Josh Okogie ended up contributing more than the franchise thought he would.
Yeah, he was terrific as a 3-and-D player for the Wolves. This guy could end up being the steal of the draft, sort of in that Robert Covington mold.
The first free throw is good.
They've hit every one of their free throws here in the second quarter. Very important when you're trailing.
And he can't hit the second. Clippers leading by 9. Here's George. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Well, a tough first quarter for this guy. You like to see the shot go in. Nicely done.
Now here's Beasley. He's got 10. Rondo on the double team. It's stolen by Morris. Outside Rondo. Took him no time at all on that one. Rondo's got the lead up to 13 now for the Clippers.
And he's just gotten so much better at being able to pull up in traffic there off the dribble. Rondo can make the D pay if you fall asleep.
Now here's Johnson. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Rockets in Houston.
And don't forget about the work he did on the boards. His rebounding was a huge help in that game.
The Timberwolves have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line.
Two shots.
And that one falls for Johnson. So Johnson hits 2 of them. Rondo against Johnson. Outside Rondo. Over Russell. And the last second attempt does not go in for him.
Boy, you love the hustle from the young guard, D'Angelo Russell, making a play with the defense.
And so we conclude the first half. Clippers ahead, up 11. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus of that end of the floor?
Just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, making good decisions off the pick and roll, and just try to limit my turnovers.
And you've done well so far, Kawhi. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. It was a rough ride in the first quarter for the Clippers. They struggled to find an offensive rhythm or come up with enough stops and sunk into a 7-point hole by the end of the period. An absolutely incredible turnaround in the second quarter, though, as they were piling up the points and stringing together big-time defensive stops, ending up with an 11-point lead. And let us get your thoughts, big fella, on the Clippers.
Well, they really dictated the pace of the game with their transition game. They got out on the break every chance they had, and the time they could push the tempo, they did. And a lot of times it kept the defense scrambling like eggs with the cheese and apple juice.
Kenny, let's get your insight on the Timberwolves.
I think they're giving this game away because of their turnovers. I mean, you may not control everything that happens out there, but you do control how much you value each possession. I think coming out of the break, they need to be more efficient to close the gap in the score.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. Taking a look at Los Angeles, we've got Patrick Beverley. Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ibaka, and it's George in at the 2. Russell passes to Towns. From 6 away. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. 9 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
Well, takes contact, keeps his balance. Nice finish by Towns.
Bounce pass from Beverley. Here's George. Over Beasley. George with the bucket. George has got 11.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now, here is Russell. The pass to Johnson, to the paint, trying to find Towns. Gets it to him.
The big cat climbs up and flushes it home.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Beverly with the ball. Here's Leonard. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Towns has got 13 rebounds in the game. Class leading. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Well, while we have a second, let's show you the list of players who put up the most points last year. Second is Paul George.
And looking back, his points per game really underscored the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long.
No good on that one. Good on the second free throw. 90 seconds now into the second half. Now here's Beverly. Pass to Leonard. The fadeaway. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns as Timberwolves trail by 10. Here's a Kobe. And he goes in for the dunk.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Right, you could see on that possession, one side playing with a little desperation, the other side losing focus.
And here are the Clippers now, after the basket by Minnesota. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Ball's knocked loose. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
And taking a look now at the stats for Johnson. Last season's performance for him. Last season, put up about 7 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. I mean, the numbers aren't bad on their own, but he knows that he can help this team in a bigger way.
And sometimes it comes down to the flow of the offense. One night it's your night, another night perhaps it's somebody else's.
Here's Okogie. He's covered by Leonard. Okogie misses.
I'll tell you, it feels all night like this guy's been forcing shots, rushing shots. He's really struggling on the offensive end.
Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Boy, when you look at the numbers and the impact for Paul George, there is no question he's been in the MVP conversation. The outside shooting, the ability to attack the rim, and the force he is on the defensive end, just so impressive.
That free throw good from Leonard. And Doris with George and his offense last season might have been his best effort yet.
Yeah, Kevin, he had to take on more responsibility on the offensive end, and you could tell he has shot more and more threes. He gives his team a much-needed outside threat. You loved everything Paul George is able to give you.
Clippers leading by 9. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Here's Beverly, and it goes down 2 points. Beverly's got 6 points. And so it's Russell with it. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Towns up top. Back to Russell. It's hauled in by Beverly.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And what you love about his work defensively, the ability to challenge and change shots without fouling.
Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. And he makes that one. Beverly's got the lead up to 13 now for Los Angeles.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
George with the ball. Oh, my goodness!
Wow!
What a play!
Oh, Kevin, that is Paul George, the incredible vertical and the unbelievable creativity.
Here's Okogie. He's covered by Leonard. Okogie, the pass to Russell. Clock at 6. Three-pointer. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Clippers leading by 15. Here's George. And Karl Anthony Towns pulls it down. Towns has got rebound number 15 here tonight. And it's sent back by Leonard.
Well, tremendous intimidation and shot blocking by Kawhi Leonard. How nice is that?
Pass to George. George double teamed. Back to Beverly. Ibaka finds Leonard. Stripped away. Down low, Russell. That's all good, and that's his 5th basket of the game. He's shooting 5 for 11 now.
Well, they're trying to establish their attack down in the paint, and make no mistake, these help their overall confidence.
Passes to Morris. Dishes to George. Beasley against Morris. Over Beasley. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Timberwolves trail by 13. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Russell against George. Outside, Towns. Misses the 3.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And it's George finishing it off.
Well, you love the tenacity. Paul George cannot be contained when he gets near the 10.
Beasley dishes to Towns. Johnson outside. Takes the elbow jumper and trains it. Johnson's got 10 points. Clippers leading by 13. Beverly feeling it out a bit. The pass to Morris. Ibaka outside. Good on the triple. 5 points in the game.
Well, Serge Ibaka is a self-made stretch four. That guy added that dimension as his career unfolded.
Beverly against Russell. Pass to Okogie. Beasley outside. 5 to shoot. Kicks it to Towns. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Jackson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Minnesota also with the sub. Ricky Rubio checked in for Malik Beasley. And it's the Clippers' ball. They're on a 14-6 run. Inside, here's Leonard. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Leonard's got 24.
When Kawhi Leonard is healthy, he can dominate both ends of the floor. Nice job to finish it there.
Towns against Ibaka. And it's blocked by Ibaka. Down low, it's stolen by Johnson. And now Minnesota on the fast break. Here's Okogie. And it's sent back by George. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles. 18 points separating the teams. That's the biggest lead of the game. And here's Beverly. 8 points for him. And he gets it to go.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Here's Russell, and he uses the glass on the layup. Russell's got 12.
Boy, it seems like every shot he puts up, it's going in. This guy is hot, hot.
Russell against Beverly. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
You love that this guy doesn't get down on himself after a rough first half. Keep your composure and keep grinding.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
One shot.
That's good from Beverly.
And throughout his career, Beverly has remained a pest, an aggressive defender that no one likes having him guard.
Here's Okogie. Here's Towns with the putback. It's good on the putback. He has 5.
What an effort to get the tip in, just wanting it a little bit more.
Jackson kicks to Ibaka. Outside, George. Outside, Jackson. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. To the inside. Okogie misses. Los Angeles leading by 19. Now Beverly. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
This guy is cooking right now. He is leading them on the offensive end as they remain in front here.
Here's Okogie. He's got 5. Some solid defense from Ibaka. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
Minnesota's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Pass to Towns. No good that time. Ibaka with some nice D. On the wing, Jackson, covered by Rubio. Count it, good.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
For Los Angeles, they have shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here. Minnesota making some changes. Omari Spellman has come in for Johnson, and Culver's subbed in for Josh Okogie. That's good from Beverly. Minnesota shooting a troubling 38% in the third. Not the finest work of this offense. Rubio outside. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
Boy, still a dependable shot blocker. That is what got Serge Ibaka playing time at the beginning of his career. Nice.
Minnesota shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now.
And the move back to his more natural 5 position has rejuvenated Serge Ibaka. More room to operate offensively, and defensively he can stay in the paint where he's effective.
Now, here's Rubio. He's got 6, and he gets the bucket. Towns has got 13 points.
I'll tell you what, it's hard to stop Karl Anthony Towns when he's looking to score. He's got every trick at his arsenal.
Jackson with the bounce pass. Here's Leonard. And again, no good by the Clippers. And Ibaka's shooting ability, Doris, had enabled him to play some power forward, but his mobility was being tested.
Correct, because at Ibaka's size, it's tough to ask him to chase smaller guys around the perimeter. He is much better suited playing inside and protecting the rim. I think you saw that last season.
Paul George with the steal. Leonard the pass to Jackson. Back to Leonard. Jackson finds Leonard. Beverly with the ball. 6 to shoot. A floater. They get it back. Back to Leonard. Rejection by Towns. Culver with it. To the middle. And Towns the bucket on the assist by Culver. 15 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
And this to me is important for Karl Anthony Towns. We know he has a terrific perimeter game, but I like to see him take charge on the interior first.
Kawhi Leonard has been on display for the LA Clippers. He's up to 26 points in the game now, just keeps pouring in the buckets. We come back right after this. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates, Greg. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. So on the floor for Minnesota, Ricky Rubio is out there with D'Angelo Russell. Then there's Towns. Then it's Culver. And it's Spellman in at power forward. Now, here's Rubio. The 10-footer. Here's Towns. Makes it off the glass. Towns has got 10 points here in the second half.
Well, there's a willingness to mix it up on the glass, and that's a big plus for Karl Anthony Towns.
Here's Jackson, and the layup's good off the glass.
Haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
Passes it to Towns. Here's Spellman. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Clippers leading by 20. Now the pass to Ibaka. Doris, when you look at the success of international players, and the league has a litany of very good international players, Doncic being the latest success story, is the perception changing about these kids when they come from overseas and play in the NBA?
Well, one of the greatest, and to me, the greatest international player of all time, Dirk Nowitzki, a Hall of Fame player, probably changed the perception to start with. Now, listen, over the years, Luka is going to have perhaps a Hall of Fame career if he stays healthy. The reality is this. The NBA is looking for the best players to man those 15 roster spots of the 30 NBA teams. It doesn't matter where you're from, what the color of your skin is. If you can play the game of basketball and play it at the highest level, the NBA wants you to be a part of their league.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
Now, here's George. Count that one. And the Clippers lead by 20.
Well, the efficiency with the mid-range game, Paul George has always possessed.
Pass to Towns. The shot, no good. Ibaka with some nice D. Pass to Jackson. Poked loose. Banked in off the glass.
Well, what a terrific possession. Attack in the painted area.
So it's Rubio bringing it up for Minnesota. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Spellman the pass to Russell. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
Well, D'Angelo Russell, one of the best mid-range scorers you'll see. He's got the floater game, the pull-up game, and with his arsenal, he can get a shot at any time.
The first one falls. And you know, Doris, another thing about D'Angelo Russell, he's not afraid of the big moment.
Kevin, he has proven that he is willing to take and make big shots. He doesn't necessarily beat you with tremendous athleticism, but it's his basketball skill that sets him apart.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Marcus Morris comes in for Leonard. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Jackson. Well, Doris, we've both been very public in our admiration for LeBron, the face of the league. for so many years. When he retires, and we're approaching that date, who do you think might step up and take his place as the face of the NBA?
Well, probably the most likely candidate is the new and reigning MVP, and that's Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is an absolute physical force. He's put on 50 pounds. He's getting more and more skilled. When he adds that three-point shot as a consistent weapon and gets to an in-between game, he will be impossible to guard. Kawhi Leonard, you know, he is now sort of taking over as a multi-time winner of the Finals MVP, and certainly a player guys want to play with. So just a couple of possibilities there, Kev.
That free throw good from Morris.
Marcus Morris has proven that he can be effective in any system in the NBA, understands his role as a stretch four.
Now here's Beasley. Towns drills the three-pointer. Towns has got 13 points in the second half.
Well, more and more you see big men working on the outside shot, and this guy has one of the better ones in the league.
Right side, George. Trying to get open is Ibaka. George, no good. Timberwolves trail by 20. Outside, Russell. Shot from 12. Pulls in another board.
Collecting yet another board.
He's been everywhere. Just sensational.
And able to pad his stats a little bit there on that play. The board and the bucket.
And you know, Greg, that'll put him in the good graces of that coaching staff, too. My goodness. For Minnesota, they've gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. He can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Morris. Outside Rondo. And here is Morris. Back to Rondo. Over to the left wing. Here's Kennard. Over Russell. Shots good by Kennard.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his third foul of the game. Doris, when you look at draft eligibility requirements, it is a very fluid topic with a lot of different ways it could go, a lot of moving parts. Where do you stand?
I'll tell you the truth, Kevin. I'm conflicted about this because I believe there is real value to the college experience. There's high-level coaching across the game at the collegiate level, but I also believe that young men who have talent should be able to, when they are eligible, decide when they want to become professionals. So, listen, I'm sort of in the middle. There are legitimate arguments to be had for both sides. What I hope, regardless, is we get the best players in the league, and that's certainly going to happen whenever it happens. No one near him on that one, and I'm not sure why he felt like he needed to fade away.
Come get it, come get it. Here's Okogie. He's covered by Rondo. Pass to Russell. The three. Buries the long-range jumper. Russell's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
There's the pass to Kennard. Now, here is Morris. Johnson with the block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. Six on the shot clock. Here's Kennard. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. Timberwolves trail by 17. Russell passes to Okogie. Towns trying to get open. And the basket by Okogie. Los Angeles has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Rondo dishes to Morris. To the paint, here's Ibaka. High quality look, and he sinks it. And the Clippers lead by 17.
Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct. just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Here's Towns following the score by Serge Ibaka.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Outside, George. To the inside. And he banks in the layup. George has got 10 points here in the second half.
Well, Paul George routinely making these difficult shots look easy. He's showing how dominant he truly is.
And it's Towns missing. Clippers leading by 17. And George, here we go. And George with the stuff.
Boy, you have got to love the energy Paul George is playing with. Throws the hammer down.
Russell passes to Okogie. The teardrop falls in. Okogie's got 4 this quarter.
Well, the touch and the focus. What a pretty move in the lane.
Nobody near George. And the 3 ball is good.
Good JPG.
And so it's Russell with it. He brings it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Down low. And Towns throws it down.
Timeout. There's such confidence and belief and faith in his offensive arsenal that Karl Anthony Towns makes it look easy on that end.
And the Clippers call time here. Now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Kawhi Leonard.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
These fans love him, and tonight he's given them plenty to cheer about. Los Angeles leading by 18. To the middle, here's George, and George with the stuff.
Well, Paul George just putting on a show right now. He's been around this league for a long time. The confidence is there.
Russell passes to Okogie. Shot from the wing. No good there. So the Clippers will take it the other way. Inside, George fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
And playing with the lead, you can see they're making a much more concerted effort to work the ball inside here in the second half.
Throw good, Paul George.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Watch Russell.
Russell against Beverly. Outside, Russell. Out to the right wing. Baseline jumper. Rebound by the Clippers. Morris has got 8 rebounds in this game. George, no good. Minnesota's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Johnson, the pass to Okogie. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Leonard's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Here's George. Oh, that was something else.
Have mercy.
Well, we know Kawhi will always attract lots of defensive attention, which puts him in a position to find his teammates. Pretty pass.
Russell finds Towns. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Russell's got 6 assists now in the game.
And really, the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Now, here's Beverly. Pass to Leonard. Over Beasley. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. 28 points for Leonard.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Towns, the pass to Okogie. Lets a floater go, and it's good on the layup. Okogie's got 10 points in just the second half. Clippers leading by 23. Pass to Ibaka. Some of these players are making more money on endorsement deals than on their NBA contracts. I mean, I just shake my head at that, don't you?
It's an amazing time in which we live, because the power of social media and the understanding of today's athlete that their brand is significant and that their brand extends outside of the lines of competition. You see so many men who have overseas opportunities, whether you're talking Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell. They understand the power of the face and the talents they bring to the table. Truly, truly remarkable young men.
Remarkable indeed. Now here's Evans, following the miss by Marcus Morris. Evans passes to Hernan Gomez. Shot clock at 6. Takes it from 10. Nice shot by Evans. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. And here's George for 3. That one doesn't drop. Timberwolves trail by 21.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Los Angeles.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for Paul George.
No doubt he came to play tonight. This guy has been aggressive and effective.
And so it's Turner with it. He brings it up for the Timberwolves. Passes it to Spellman. 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Back to Turner. Over Rondo. Spellman with the bucket.
That's a defensive breakdown. You can't let him get that deep.
One of your keys defensively is do your work early and push him out of his comfort zone.
Now, here's Shamet. To the inside, George. Evans with some nice D. Here's Layman. To the paint. Now Evans. Here's Turner. No good.
Yeah, and the appreciation I have for Rondo. He's able to stay with this man and then uses his speed to just affect the shot.
So the Clippers winning this one easily. It was a tale of two teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Serge, big win tonight. Now, people may think you have some easy games on the schedule, but you did not play easy tonight.
Because we know where we want to go, you know. That's why we was focused tonight. We tried to finish strong.
And it was a strong performance, Serge. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our